so ashamed of her breasts that she lets a Machiavellian psychopath cut them off.
How dare you?
Because I was not a member of the IRA.
Get a couple of dozen of your mates and go down to that Buckingham Palace and kill the old bag.
Big Mike il capo.
Gran Mike el jefe.
ビッグマイクとチーフ、ミクマイและหัวหน้า
Funny.
Big Mike and the Chief.
Hello. How are you?
Whoa.
Up the fuck.
How the beaches?
How you doing?
Huh?
You're sick again.
Don't look so happy. What the fuck is up with you?
I'm just happy that you're sick.
I don't know what's going on. I've never seen you happy.
I don't know what's gotten into me. I don't know.
You must be fucking chock full of Turkish loving,
I'm
right?
not. No, the opposite.
Huh?
I actually saw him the other day.
Did you?
I did, yeah, because he lives near me.
I didn't
he
know
goes
that.
to college near me.
Oh, he does?
He goes to high school near me. But
Right.
he was walking down the street and I saw him and we made eye contact.
Yeah.
And I just ignored him. Then he saw me and then as I was crossing the street, he was like, "Hey, Rob."
He said?
Yeah. And I was like...
Big scabies covered
yeah,
hand.
he was waving scabies everywhere.
everywhere.
Ah, yeah. And
The cheek of him, like butter wouldn't melt.
I gave him a nod.
Yeah.
'Cause he was an asshole to me. I think we talked about it on the Horatio app. That he was just like, yeah, I don't like gingers anymore.
Whoa.
And it took everything in every fibre of my being to not just be like, yeah, well, you have scabies, so, you know.
Yeah.
Off you go.
You would have been well within your rights to
I
bring
would
up
have.
the scabies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In another case, I would have said it was insensitive. But after he's saying that gingers are filled with the devil or whatever he said.
Yeah. I should have
Then-
been like, yeah, well, you're Turkish, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's no prize.
That's no prize
God
at all. That's
knows.
nothing to be proud of.
Absolutely.
So it's your birthday.
I mean, when I grew up, I used to think the Turkish were a delight.
No, absolutely not.
Now I
What
think
a
otherwise.
badly named treat. So how old are you now? You're 37.
33 years old now.
33, okay.
The age of Christ.
Is it the age of Christ?
What's the age that Christ kicked the bucket now? But sure, I've got a lot more done than that.
I was just
than
going to
that
say
virgin.
you've accomplished more than that virgin.
Yeah.
That's I got you a present actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hey now.
It's a book on gender euphoria. Okay, there we go. He's thrown that. That's Canny's book. Well, it's someone's book.
Ah, you took that off the shelf,
Took
did
it off
you?
the shelf. Do you think I went out and bought that?
I don't know. I thought maybe you just picked it up. In my head, I was like, he's after seeing that in some window now on the way here.
No,
and it
no,
said
no.
£2.
I saw it in my nightmares. But
Gender euphoria, but like, so...
It's stories of joy from trans, non-binary and intersex writers.
Well, now I wish I didn't throw it on the ground.
That's what I was saying. That's
They're
not a good
worthy
look for
stories.
you. That's your career over now.
No, I just thought, here's a shit present I didn't want.
Yeah.
But you're just after getting it off the shelf.
Yeah. I mean, it was either that or Stanley Tucci's autobiography.
Tucci.
Yeah.
Tucci Feely. But,
Tai Chi.
yeah, absolutely. Kimchi.
Stanley
But,
Tai Chi.
Stanley Tucci, he was an actor, and then...
What's he now?
Huh?
What's he now?
Sure, he's some sort of he's a dishwasher or something, is he?
Ah, right.
A kitchen
okay.
porter.
Yeah. Why was he cancelled?
No. He's just writing books about being in the kitchen.
Ah, he's an Al Porter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know, writing books about
Legends.
Yeah, alleged
Incidents.
infidelities with Al Porter.
Yeah.
No, he's just writing books about, I don't know, cooking an old apple tart or whatever you.
Ah,
do you know what I mean?
Right. Okay. He's gone all Doreen Allen.
Some people do that. I think when the old acting dries up, they're like, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm a chef now.
Jump in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making out.
Give my wife a break, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a tray of buns and be like, this is my career now.
Yeah.
Ah, sure.
Bon appetit.
Yeah. Don't
come
piss in
on,
my
that
pocket
was-
and tell me it's raining.
Sorry.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Yeah.
See, now the problem was there. You didn't hit the bun hard enough
I
to
did.
distinguish it from bon.
And you know I love hitting the buns.
I know that.
Hard.
You like what's in between the buns.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my zone of
You like,
interest.
you like the jam in between.
Yeah. Jam on.
So you watched Zone of Interest.
I did. That's why I'm in such a good mood.
Yeah.
Um,
You're fucking walking on sunshine over there now.
I don't know why, because I was depressed right up until I
Till you walked in the
into
door.
house. Yeah, so I
Well,
don't know.
let's say that was your senior old friend Mike reach a milestone in life.
Absolutely. I was just happy to see that you hadn't killed yourself.
Yeah.
Which is always a positive, you know.
Fucking, I tell you, lad, it's touch and go now at the minute because
Yeah.
I'm Yeah, because I'm back in the racks of sleep depravity.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes.
This is what happens when you turn your back on the sweeties.
Oh, I know. I turned my back on the sweeties, and the sweeties have said, "We'll see about that."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't just turn your back on the sweeties, man.
How are you going to like an hour and a half sleep a night?
Yeah.
So no, what happened was, I was up like a dying dog with me old cough.
Yeah.
There for a few nights, so I was just, you know what I mean. I was thinking about becoming an orphan pickpocket. That's how, you know, I was like on full Oliver Twist.
Mm-hmm.
Just a fucking bed stunk of the Black Plague. And then
Your ex-girlfriend.
whoa, the Black Plague.
Yeah.
Hey now,
No.
don't say that about Kayla.
No, it wasn't there. Yeah, that was the.
I got it. You nasty devil. I did have an ex-girlfriend who was African American, but I did not call her the Black Plague. That's something he said. He says he's come in very nasty and full of devilment. I'll say that about the chief today. Anyway, Kayla, if you're listening, you were far from a plague. You were a pleasure. Now, the Black Pleasure.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So, come here to me now, you. Come here to me now, you little hyped up.
I am. I don't know what's gotten into me.
Well, you're full of mischief and all the devil's juices.
I am,
that's for sure. So anyway, I was up coughing. So then it got in my head. Then I didn't sleep for a few nights, and then it kind of the sleep deprivedness gets in, and then the starts getting into your chest.
Anxiety.
What if you didn't sleep tonight? Wouldn't that be terrible? Wouldn't you cut your own cock off?
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So I was up till all I was tossing and turning, thinking about you know, global warming and whatnot.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought you didn't believe in global warming.
Huh?
I remember
Well,
you were on stage one time in Berlin and you were like, it's not real.
Oh yes, that's right. Well, no, what I used to do on stage is I used to go up and just ask the audience, can I ask you a quick question? Just that's it. It's just like, this whole global warming thing, is it actually real? And the crowd, yes!
Yeah.
What?
How dare you?
Yes.
Yes.
People would literally just...
Yeah, I know. People were taking out their phones, showing you videos of Greta.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day about climate change. And while I believe in climate change, I think that change is good. You know?
Yes.
We should be embracing change. If the climate wants to change and identify as something that wants to kill all of us and flood Venice, then we should be like, yes.
Yes. Okay. No, Tommy Croton was telling me something about this the other day, because he was saying, we were talking, and this was his point. He said that all progressive people they're always like, change is good. We accept change. When people change, accept and blah blah blah. And then as soon as it comes to climate change, everyone gets all tensed up, and now they're anti-change. Yeah. And then if you go down to the coffee shop down the road there, I gave him a $5 the other day. They didn't even give me any change. Yeah, exactly. So and you start to put the pieces together, and you think,
he's a hypocrite.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah,
Bush did 9/11 after all.
Yeah, it's hard to know where his alliances fall, you know.
But I think that because obviously you couldn't give a shite about climate change. No,
I'm going to be dead by the time that happens.
Absolutely.
I'm not having kids, so I'm not going to have kids. So it's
and you're not the kind of person who care about a niece or a nephew either.
No, absolutely not.
No. It's hard. I think on the face of it now, if someone was to ask me, say, hey, do you care about that? I'd say yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
But you're lying.
And then if I really thought about it, I'd think that was a lie.
That was a lie. Sure, you only care about Pringles and...
Well, that's it.
And your upcoming tour. That's about it, like.
Oh,
you live in 3-month increments.
I sometimes talk to a box of Pringles.
Oh, yeah?
And I call him Senor Pringy.
Senor Pringy.
Say, we meet again, Senor Pringy.
He does look like he's like a Mexican.
He is very Mexican.
Yeah.
And I say, Senor Pringy, I come bearing gifts. And then I like give. Then I
what are
like
the
give.
gifts?
I like just put like a little dairy milk bar beside him.
Right. Okay.
And then I like, would you think me a villain if I was to perhaps take one of your potato chips and your
Yes.
Pringy? And then he is like, for you, Michelle.
in exchange for a chip.
Yes.
Yes.
But for you, Michelle, anything.
Mhm.
And then I put my hands in, and he goes, oh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm tickling his brain.
Yeah.
When I put my hand in
'Cause
for
it is his
Pringle.
brain.
It is his brain.
Yeah.
I'm sticking my hand in
Yeah.
and taking
I never
Pringles out
even
of
thought
his
of it
brain.
like that.
Lad,
Yeah.
Pringles are the brain
Brains.
of Senor Pringy.
There is organs.
Yeah,
You're organ harvesting.
that's right,
Mr.
brother.
Do you know the guy who invented Pringles? Which is not the guy that's on the tin.
John T. Pringle.
John T. Pringle. He when he was buried, he asked to be buried with a tin of Pringles.
Did he?
That is the truth.
That's 100%
That's
true.
100% true. I think I sent you the article once and you probably ignored it, but
Oh,
it
fuck.
was it's the truth. Yeah, I thought when I first read, I thought that he'd asked to be buried in a giant tube of Pringles.
Yeah.
No, he got.
Well, like a Pringle tube coffin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but no, he asked to be buried with a
Just
tin
with a
of
load
Pringles.
of sour cream and onion dust.
Yeah.
Sprinkle over him.
I mean, like, I thought that maybe it's because like it's his pride and joy. It's his most famous accomplishment. But then I was like, maybe he's thinking like, oh, if I'm buried alive, then I'll have a little snack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose a big fear for a lot of people when they get buried is that you'd wake up and there'd be nothing to eat. Do you know what I mean?
Except yourself.
Like, except yourself. And
Except your clothes.
Next thing you're nibbling on your own nipple and you're thinking, this is no day in the park.
No.
So perhaps it'd be a nice little thing to if you're burying your mother, father, your dog, whoever, nice old 6-pack of potatoes in there.
Absolutely, just in case.
Nice old bottle of Cadet.
That's what we'll be doing for you.
A few packs of meanies. What?
Yeah, I'll throw some fucking Pringles in there and whatever.
Leave Senor Pringy down around my
Absolutely.
midriff.
Do you want to be cremated or buried?
I want to be fed to dogs.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I just kind of think I like dogs.
Yeah.
I'm a dog lover.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, sure, Jesus, why the hell would you waste a good fucking chunk of dead meat
Yeah,
and
that's true.
throwing them in the ground
That's
for
true.
who? The worms. I have no
Mhm.
love for worms.
You've no loyalty to.
No, I have no loyalty to the
you
worm.
don't owe them anything.
I owe them sweet
Yeah.
fuck all.
Yeah.
I have no time for them. If I saw a worm crawled in here right now, I'd ignore him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say hello. Not one not one bit of love in my heart for a worm.
Yeah.
So why am I going down the ground for them?
Yeah, that's true.
Feed me to the dogs. Let them
Feed to
have.
the
Let the
dogs.
dogs have a fucking their
Whose dogs though? Just
bark mitzvah.
throw your bark mitzvah.
Yeah.
I like
Do
that.
you know,
Yeah.
Just have them fucking having the dinner of their life, a
Yeah.
feast
Yeah.
for the ages
Mhm.
on old Mike.
Yeah. But where are these dogs?
Huh?
Are you just being thrown out onto Holloway Road or like what?
Ah, no, I'd say my will which dogs.
Dizzy.
Huh?
Dizzy.
Dizzy can get my arse.
Is that his Palestine flag in there?
Well, there's a Palestine flag. That is Dizzy's,
Is
yeah.
Dizzy's? Yeah, I thought I saw him.
Dizzy's actually flown over there now.
Oh,
so
is
he's,
he?
he's actually to do as a journalist. So he's going to be. We're going to see.
I was
probably-
wondering where our helmets went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Dizzy had to take him.
Yeah.
He'll be reporting from Gaza
Oh,
tonight.
good man.
But Zone of Interest.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We saw the movie. So Zone of Interest, if you don't know, is a movie about
Rudolf Hoos.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Nazi.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Nazi.
Yeah.
So Rudolf Hoss, the fella that was kind of the head of operations at Auschwitz, I think, for the longest
Yeah. he
time.
was the HR.
Yeah.
No, he was the commandant.
The commandant.
The commandant of Auschwitz.
But was he not was it not more of kind of an engineering role of like, how many can you fit in and get him?
I think
Fast.
I think that's what it was. Well, yeah. Well, the official title was commandant.
Yes.
I think, but he worked his way up. You know what I mean? He put in the extra hours he did overtime, whatever. He kissed the right asses, and then but he was overseeing. His job was to be like, how do we kill all the Jews?
Yes.
And he was the brains behind the operation.
Right. Logistics.
Logistics.
Get it done.
And say what you want, right?
Can do attitude.
Obviously, what happened was horrendous, but by God, was he good at his job?
He was, yeah.
He was.
Oh, by Jesus.
Oh, by Jesus, yeah.
The efficiency. And he was commended in his field by his peers
Yeah.
on the day.
Yeah.
So let's not call him a man that was incapable.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't. But overall, you'd have to say a bit of a
bad egg.
bit of a wanker.
Yeah, he was.
He's a
nasty,
bloody
nasty
wanker.
piece of work.
Nasty piece of work. Yeah.
I mean, all joking aside, it's one of the best films I've ever seen.
yeah.
Hands down, Hans Zimmer.
Hans Landa.
I was who's he again?
Well, that would have been the character that Christopher Waltz played in *Inglourious Bastards*.
Ah, yes, he would
who
have been
himself
outplaced
was
in that movie.
a famed Jew hunter.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wait
Yeah.
for the cream.
Oh yes, a famous Jew hunter now would be Kanye West.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, but yeah, I mean the sound was. I was eating popcorn and I had to stop eating it because I was like, oh, the sound is like half of the experience.
That's right.
Yeah, so I put my popcorn down because you want to hear all the screams and the anguish and the whatever.
But I tell you one thing, so the main character is Sandra Huller,
Sandra Bullock,
who's from Anatomy of a Fall as well. She's a nasty old character in that, and she doesn't get any better in this one. Let me tell you that.
Nope.
She's gone from bad to worse, this woman. But
out of the frying pan into the oven.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh
There we go.
Jesus. But she doesn't seem to be one bit perturbed by the screams and anguish and the horror that's going on in Auschwitz. She's just delighted she's a big fucking garden.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, women, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I'll take that back. But but yeah, it's weird that she's like, I want to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, no, I want to stay next to the death camp. Did it have to be so close?
Ah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. That was a bit of a cut. I to be honest, I think that they were obviously, someone was like, well, we will put you in a house 2 miles down the road. And she was like, 9. I want to smell it.
Yeah.
I want to smell the burning of the bodies. They're like, what? This doesn't seem right. She's like, I want
crazy.
it now.
I want the smell of the Jews.
Yes.
Oh, fuck me.
Because it shows so little in the movie, as in it just.
But it shows so much.
But it shows so much. But
Yeah.
it's telling you a lot by what it's emitting.
Yeah.
But because it shows so little, it makes it worse.
It does.
It does. Because your imagination is filling in all the rottenness.
Yeah. And he's just there trying to eat, like, you know, like a bit of a sauerkraut. And you start, ah! And then,
Yeah.
oh, I guess it's fucking Jew. And pow, 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 pow.
Yeah.
And then he's just there, you know, petting his dog or whatever.
And
It's, you steal the apple.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I went Arnold Schwarzenegger with that.
then
but
there's just a young lad eating a flan.
Yeah.
Just, ah.
Yeah.
Kids
It was-
in the pool. They're having the time of their life.
They're there. I wish I was there. Not with the kids, but just,
You know.
yeah, you know. I mean,
Frolicking.
Frolicking
In
a
the
nice
sun.
in a nice frock.
That's right.
Yeah, but
So-
you know, they shot it like adjacent to Auschwitz, so like the wall. That's the actual wall of the camp, and the camp that you see in the background is actually Auschwitz. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah, they did it on site.
They spared no
They
expense.
spared no expense. Maybe it was a cheap move, you know.
I suppose, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's cheaper than building a new one. Now just use done that's already there.
Yeah,
You fucking cheapskate.
director was a Jew, in fairness.
Yeah.
but
Glazer.
Jonathan Glazer. Yeah,
Is he a Jewish
he's
man?
a Jewish man. Yeah.
Let me tell you this now about Glazer. He directed the movie called Sexy Beast.
Sexy Beast, which is not about Rudolf Hoss.
No, which famously is not about Rudolf Hoss.
No.
Did not even a mention of Rudolf Hoss,
Mm.
which is
Crying
kind
shame.
of glaring in its omission as well. But Sexy Beast is where Ray Winstone is just a fat English fucker in the sun.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, I'm sweltering.
Yeah.
You can fry an egg on my stomach.
Mm.
Right? And they go,
You could burn a Jew on my stomach.
Oh,
sorry.
Hey now.
What?
What the hell
I'm
now?
sorry.
Please.
It was right there.
No.
Sorry.
You're a nasty little fucker. You've come in nasty and full of the evils of the world now.
Oh, nothing new there.
So,
Yeah.
but Sexy Beast, if you haven't seen it, unbelievable film. Ben Kingsley, who of course, again, played famously a Jew in Schindler's Fist.
Ray Winston.
No,
Who?
Ben Kingsley.
Oh, Ben Kingsley, yes.
Schindler's List. He's the accountant. Oh,
he is. Yeah, I just imagine Ray Winston playing a Jew in Schindler's List, but he doesn't do anything with his voice. Or whatever.
Yeah, I'm a Jew in Auschwitz.
I'm a Jew in Auschwitz.
I don't know how they found me. But
Bet responsibly.
yeah, bet responsibly. How many gonna die today? You bet.
Bet
365.
365. Bet 6 million.
Oh, God. Jeez Louise. You nasty little chap.
Oh, God.
Anyway, but it's a zone of interest.
Yeah.
Now, the garden, to give the devil its due, You're one now. And she was now there was times I thought, this is truly a cold, loveless woman.
Yeah.
But by God, did she have that garden in full bloom.
It was a beautiful
It
garden.
was a beautiful garden.
Is there something to be said that maybe the best gardens are grown next to concentration camps?
Or the best gardens are grown by evil sociopaths. Yeah.
They put 100% into everything.
I've never seen a garden like that since.
Yes.
Since the Holocaust.
Since the Holocaust.
Yeah. So it was a low point for, we'll say, human life, a high point for gardening. Botany. Jesus Christ.
She had green fingers while her husband had red from the blood.
Yeah.
But maybe there's something to be said for the ashes that are falling on, like that. They act as like a fertilizer or something. It was a beautiful garden.
Well, there was a time, at one point in the movie, there was a fella that was using ashes to fertilize.
Is that what he's using? Is it
Yes.
ashes? Yeah.
He was using the ashes of fucking, Abraham or whoever.
Angela's ashes.
Yeah.
Abraham's ashes.
Abraham's ashes. And he's using it to grow a few tulips. Now, again, to give them their
Tulips.
Huh?
Tulips.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Hey, now. Come on.
Sorry, it was right there.
This is a serious movie.
I know.
This is a movie that
and it's
was
a serious garden.
displaying the banality of evil.
Yeah.
And all you can do is say tulips.
Garden of Eden.
Huh?
Garden of Deborah Meaden.
What
I don't know.
Deborah Meaden, you went from Dragon's Den. You need to get a hold of yourself.
I'm trying.
Dragon's Hen.
Yeah.
So tell me this now. Apart from seeing Zone of Interest, what else have you been up to? What else have you been up to?
All right, yeah.
You scallywag.
This will take me down a peg or two. I found a lump on my testicle, so I
Did you?
have to go to the GP.
Or as I would call it, justice.
Yeah, I mean it is justice for all the things I've said. I found do you check your testicles for?
Huh?
Do you check your testicles for lumps?
Well, by God, I give them a good fucking yanking.
Yeah.
When it's not.
That's Helen's job. Says you.
Yeah. Let me tell you, it's not something I've had to do for the last 10 months. But
Yeah, you're welcome.
I wouldn't be like checking them purposely. But like obviously, if there was a big old lump of yolk down there, I'd probably come across it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be boycotting my balls.
Some people don't check their balls.
But they wouldn't even give themselves a little.
No, because I used to do it as a bit on stage. I'd be like, "You guys check your balls," and I see like a bunch of men like, "What? What? We're supposed to do that?" Like,
yeah.
And it's 1 in 250 men get ball cancer at some point in their life.
Okay.
Which is maybe there's something to be said for transitioning.
As in, you mean as in kind of like preemptively.
Maybe that's a part of the trans movement. It's a preemptive strike against the
against the tyranny of testicle cancer.
Possibly, but
okay.
we'll put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that and never come back.
And never come back. Anyway, the spirit of Linehan lives on.
Right.
But the so yeah, I found a lump on my ball.
Okay.
So now I call, what the GP service is like here. I call the GP service and I'm like, yeah, can I get an appointment? And they're like, oh yeah, the next available appointment is in 2 weeks. And then I just have to be like, okay, I'll just let possible cancer.
Okay, I'll just die of cancer then.
Yeah, just
Thank
let
you.
cancer fester in my balls.
Yeah.
And possibly spread elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
Uncle Fester.
Absolutely. And so I'm just like, what the fuck? So now I'm like, I can't wait 2 weeks of hypochondria, and I'm like, I get pain in my ear, and I'm like, it's in my ears, and now I'm just gonna pay for like a private scan to
how much is that gonna cost you?
120.
Oh,
and then they just put a bit of
120 grand.
They put a bit of jelly on your balls, and they
yeah. Hope they put ice cream down there too.
Oh, absolutely. I'd say so.
Knickerbocker glory.
No, careful. And I had it done before.
Yeah.
And it's the most uncomfortable. They get your balls like this, and then they fucking they get the thing, and it's like they're
whoa.
They get the
hey.
The thing they use for a pregnant woman. What you call
a
that?
Cock.
No, an ultra.
A baster, a baby baster.
No, a priest.
What the fuck?
No,
a priest.
What's the thing?
Father Garrity.
Do you know when you get the ultrasound when you have a baby?
What?
The same thing
yes.
that they rub on their belly.
Oh,
that
right.
Thing. They get one of those and they really run it over your balls to, every angle. It's
yes.
very uncomfortable. So I'm just getting uncomfortable just fucking thinking about it.
Right.
But I found because
so you've been in.
No, I haven't been in yet. No, because I only found it there on Sunday, and
Now let me ask you this: if you're going
Yeah.
in there now, and sure, God knows you've got balls down there like the burning bush.
absolutely.
So would you have to give them now a good fucking trim on top and sides?
I mean, I'd have to give them, the best possibility of their best chances of finding them.
Wouldn't it be funny if you like gave yourself like kind of like a mohawk on your balls or something like that? You went in and you had it all, like as in you had it like ball like
Gelled up.
like gelled up,
Right, yeah.
And as in you just like
A skin
as if-
fade.
yeah, and like you just thought your balls looked
for
class. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe put little tie.
Yeah. A little tie on your balls.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's not going to help.
why not?
That's going to cut off the...
But sure, it's a little bit. It's hey, I'm out of the house. I know this is a special occasion.
Yeah,
Little bit-
I know you look at a lot of nasty balls
Yeah,
during your work day. Here's a little treat.
I'm fucking dressed up like he's
Yeah.
on the Oscar red carpet down here.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
sure, the red it's on the
Yeah,
red
it is
carpet.
the red
It is
carpet.
on the red carpet.
It's on the red carpet.
So you're going in to get the scan, right?
Yeah, because I've had friends who've had testicular cancer, and they say when they found the lump, who's ringing you there now?
Who the hell?
Dizzy.
No, it's one of these. I've this fucker that keeps trying to scam me.
Who?
Huh?
Mangoop.
Mangoop.
Yeah. it's
Mangoop
Croton.
tries to sell me his magic carpets.
But and they've described it as it's like a little tiny heart, like braille.
Right.
So maybe I just have braille on my balls.
So you think that something has happened whereby someone has written a message to blind people on your balls?
Possibly. I mean, maybe they're gonna have to have some braille expert in there as well, just to rule that out.
Right.
Yeah.
But well, go on, yeah.
Well, no, it's just now I'm like I could have cancer,
Right. But sure.
and wouldn't that be great for the podcast?
Well, it'd be a good little, because we'd surely get good listens the last 6 months.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be a good run-in.
Patreon would be off the
Fucking
charts.
charts.
We'll be doing episodes in Beaumont Hospital while I get
But
chemotherapy.
But then what I could do then, when you died, is if I could maybe get you kind of taxidermied and maybe get you kind of put on the wall,
Yeah.
and then maybe I get another outgouger from the north of Dublin to come in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Who could you get to replace me?
Gary.
Oh, I was just going to say Gary.
Gary Cale.
Gary the Gouger.
Yeah, the gouger.
Oh,
Okay.
next time I want to have him on next time.
We will have him on, yeah.
Yeah. Gary, if you're listening.
Gary, if you're listening, come over to London
Yeah.
and you'll be given the royal
He's
treatment.
not listening. He's in a drunken stupor somewhere. Fucking after fist fighting a goat
You'll
or
be
something.
given a jam sandwich and a Capri Sun, and you'll have a nice time. So you could have cancer now.
I could have
How does that
cancer.
make you feel?
It's funny because I had this thought in the shower because I'd be going around. I want to die.
I know, yeah.
Suicide.
Because I've never seen you happier. Is that
I know it's because I found the lump. I'm like fingers crossed.
Stairway to Heaven?
Absolutely. So I'm in the shower and this is when I find it and you're like, oh, I want to die. I'll kill myself. And then you actually find the lump and you're like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't actually want to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all in your. Do you know what I mean?
It's all a bit of a fantasy.
Because then you're like, oh, this actually could be death. So then you're like, oh, I actually don't want to die, which is a nice.
That's a nice realization for you
It's a
to
nice
have.
realization to have.
Because
Yeah.
for the longest time, you were fucking like, I want to die.
Yeah.
I'm dark and twisted.
But doesn't everyone want to die
Huh?
on some level? Like,
Well, as Matty Healy says,
yes.
I always wanna die sometimes.
And he's the man who has it all.
Huh?
And he's the man who has it all.
Matty,
Yeah.
I was at the 1975 Tuesday
Oh, you
night.
were? How was that?
Oh, by God. After I was on a fucking...
You're almost a groupie at this point.
Oh, 100%. If you came close enough to me, you'd smell Healy's kyak.
Oh, absolutely.
I was on a small baby's worth of MDMA.
Was this last night?
It was Tuesday night.
This is why you're sick.
Well, sure, it's not why I'm well. You know what I mean?
I knew there was.
It didn't bestow health upon
Yeah.
rotten old Mike. So I went there anyway, and I just... So this is... Because on Tuesday I had a birthday day. So first I went to an isolation tank.
What the fuck is that?
It's where you go sit in
Cafe mode.
It's where you go sit in an old World War II tank
Ah.
and imagine what it'd be like to
Like it-
mow down a load of civilians.
Right, yeah.
No, what it is, it's isolation tank, or other people would call it a sensory deprivation tank.
Okay.
So
Like what Rogan would be plugging.
what Joe Rogan would be trying to get people to do. So you go in and you're in the salt water and you float.
Yeah.
And then you're in this little fucking kind of space pod. So they could send you off to fucking Jupiter, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
But your next thing anyway, the lights go off, everything goes off, and you're just kind of lying there floating. You can't hear anything, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
You're just like you're back in the womb.
And where was this?
Huh?
Where was this? This isn't
Somewhere in
back
fucking
garden.
Shoreditch.
Right, okay. It was an official place. You didn't just... It was an official place. You didn't just fucking crawl into a bin or something.
Tommy Crotton's bathroom.
Right, okay.
Tommy...
He filled the bath up and then fucking put a bunch of umbrellas over you. I don't know. I don't know, like what?
So, we go in there. I nearly had a panic attack.
Oh, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, sure, it's a bit frightening to be... You're just all in the dark, and then Bianca, who's the lady who was putting us in there...
Is she in the pod with you?
Huh?
Is she in the pod with you?
No, she's kind of crawling along the roof with like a little spider.
Yeah.
Scuttling, you might say.
Mm.
But no, so it goes all in dark, and then you're just there, and you can really hear your breath because there's nothing else
That sounds terrifying.
going on in the world.
Yeah.
And sure, then I decided, wouldn't it might be fun to do a little Wim Hof breathing exercise.
Right.
Do you know what Wim Hof is?
I do know Wim Hof, yeah.
Do you know the little Dutch fella in the nappy? And he kind of runs up the side of the mountains and...
yes, yeah.
Do you know what's mad now? And I thought this. When I was growing up, things were a lot different because bread was good and being really fucking cold was bad.
Mm-hmm. You catch your death, as they'd say.
That's right.
Yeah.
And nowadays, bread is bad,
And
and being really fucking cold is the height of luxury. Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to
Whatever
pneumonia? Whatever happened to dying of pneumonia?
Yeah.
Wim Hof, you stupid cunt.
Yeah. But wasn't someone... I thought someone was saying that the Wim Hof method is actually bad for you.
Lad, all I'll say is this.
Yeah.
Back in the throes of my insomnia / mental breakdown
Throats and throws.
about April, May last year,
Yeah.
I was out in that back fucking garden there doing a bit of Wim Hof.
Yeah.
Because I was doing that to try to give myself energy in this breathing, and I had a panic attack and I fell on the ground.
Are you joking?
No.
And
then I had forgotten about that when I was in the isolation tank.
Yeah.
I forgot about that episode because I hadn't done Wim Hof since. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll do some fucking like breathing exercises and it'll feel cool. And so then anyway, I did this little fucking Dutch nappied cunts exercises in the fucking tank.
Yeah.
Doing this breathing and holding. And sure, then all this blood rushed to my head, and I was like,
Yeah.
and I was like having like a little panic attack, and then I was like, Bianca.
Yeah.
But she was gone away. She was scuttling on top of some other fucking
yeah.
capsule somewhere,
Mhm.
eating a pack of meanies and singing the French national anthem. And I was just in there.
Yeah.
I was just, and then I was like, and there was a little like emergency button that if you press for like 8 seconds,
Bianca
that
comes
the
in
British
and
Army comes
blows
down.
you. Oh, no,
Bianca comes in and reads you Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah. She makes the water exercise. Yeah.
Bianca.
You're just getting into a pod that's just filled with cum. Is that what
Huh?
it is?
Well, they didn't specify
What
what
the
the
fluid was.
salty liquid was.
Yeah.
That you were floating on top of. But it smelt of Matty Healy. That's all I'll say.
Oh, yeah.
No, but then I was able to calm down,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to get myself. I was like, oh Jesus. And then when I calmed down, then it was a big relief, and it was lovely again. And I didn't end up calling Bianca. She's enough on her plate, for fuck's sake.
Absolutely, yeah.
She's trying to run this fucking this little
absolute
scam.
circus.
Yeah, this fucking scam.
So is there any benefit?
50 quid to just lie in the dark.
Yeah.
Well, it is kind of relaxing at times. You do feel like there's times you forget you're a person and you're just like a little baby inside your mammy's belly, and you're thinking, sure, this wasn't the worst, was it?
Bring me back.
When I was in here.
Yeah, country roads,
You know what I
take
mean?
me home.
Yeah.
To the
Fucking
womb where I belong.
Club Tropicana.
Yeah.
So I did that, and anyway, so we went there, and then after that, myself and Helly Belly, we went to this fancy restaurant that our friend works at, got a shitload of food for very little money.
Nice.
And then after that, we went to Zone of Interest. This is my
Wow.
birthday day.
Well, it's a good thing that you saw a Zone of Interest after the deprivation tank.
Oh, that's right.
Otherwise, you'd be in there and you'd be like,
Oh,
oh,
I would have went face
you'd
down
see
in there.
Rudolf Huss's face floating in the darkness, and
Absolutely.
Sandra Huss would be in there. And,
Yeah. Sandra Huller fucking
Sandra Huller, yeah.
baking a fucking tart made of Jewish workers.
Yeah.
So and then after that, so then Zone of Interest, we came out and we're like, oh Jesus,
Yeah.
that was bad. So then we're like, get the MDMA into us,
Yeah.
and then we were off to 1975.
What a day.
What a day!
What a day.
Isn't that jam packed?
That's fucking jam-packed.
That's nice.
What a mixture as well of like fucking
Experiences.
you know, like you've got the self-contemplation and the meditation
Yeah.
in the tank. Was that to prepare you for it?
Well, sure. You don't want to be going into fucking Matty Healy's lair with a scattered head.
Yeah.
You want
One
to
could argue that's more of a mind fuck than Zone of Interest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Being in fucking Matty Healy's fucking dim, dark, sexual lair. I tell you, Matty was putting on some show now.
Was he? Yeah.
He was doing some he's unbelievable live.
Thrusting
He's
the hips.
so good. He was doing
licking
that.
his lips.
He started going like at one stage. He started just trusting at the audience. He's
Yeah.
like, "You're pregnant. You're pregnant.
Oh,
you're pregnant."
nice. And
Yeah.
they were.
And they were, absolutely. The proof's in the pudding. So he was doing that, you're pregnant, all this stuff. And then at one point, he called everyone gay.
Oh.
He said, because he was doing one of his songs, and he's like, all the men in here, he's like, listen, you're already at the 1975.
Yeah.
You're already gay.
Yeah.
You might as well enjoy it.
Yeah.
And start dancing. And then all the men were like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
And we all started
Blowing
like
each
that,
other.
Yeah, just rimming each other.
Yeah.
And shoving pencils up each other's
Nice.
holes, and it
Yeah.
was unbelievable. And
Was this in London?
oh,
Was this
yeah.
in London? Yeah.
And everyone's going mad, and Matt, he's fucking trusting. And then he would do this little trick.
Yeah.
Because he had the stages up there, and then there was just some little kind of thing that was back here that
Yeah.
there was some tech people in, and we were beside that, myself and Captain Hellybelly. So next thing, he'd leave the stage up there. He'd be like, "Where the fuck's Matty gone?"
Yeah.
And then he just appears up in the middle one that we're right beside, and he's just like, "Fucking in a car."
Oh, there's
doing
stages
heroin.
everywhere.
So there was another stage in the middle that we didn't even know was a
right,
stage.
okay, yeah.
Matty pops up there.
Yeah.
Everyone shits themselves.
Yeah.
Coming in fucking people's eyes. They're like, ah.
Yeah.
And Matty's just fucking trusting. And then he said, and then he's like, fuck the government. He's like, bunch of fucking fascists. And we were like,
Yeah.
fuck the government.
Was there any flags brought out at any point?
No.
No.
I'm surprised he didn't say something about fucking Palestine.
El Palestine.
El Palestine.
El Palestino. Are you sure now that all of this that happened, the wonderful meal, Zone of Interest, the MDMA, the 1975, are you sure that these all just weren't...
didn't happen in the isolation tank.
That just didn't happen in the isolation tank? This all just happened in your mind in the isolation tank?
But sure, Chief, the nature of reality is completely indefinable. This might not even be happening right now.
That you could still be in the isolation tank.
We might be living up the nose of a hippo on Mars. We don't know. Do you know what I mean?
That sounds like a cruel existence.
So anyway, he's like, fucking fascists.
Yeah.
That fucking fascist. I don't really even know what fascist means, but I was like,
yeah.
I was like, fuck him.
Yeah.
It is fun, like when like musicians are like, and the government can fuck off. And
Just vague kind of...
Yeah, and then he's like, the government can fuck off, and then he's like, anyway, this next one's I'm in love with you.
Yeah,
I'm in love with you.
Yeah. I just want to make sure. I just want to clarify. The song's not about the government, just in case people were like, maybe this is about.
If this was about the government, it'd be called "I am not in love with you."
I hate you.
Oh yeah,
I hate you. Did his dad come out and sing with him, or is that?
No. His dad must have found a lump in his balls or something. But
Right, I'll see him at the at the scan anyway.
The father didn't, but apparently the father had been in Manchester, because I have a little network now, 1975 people.
Oh, you're in
who,
the fan club?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Who'll message me online and just be like, I was at the concert in Manchester.
Oh, no, okay, so you've got fans who are
and they'll be
fans
like,
of
and it was
1975.
fabulous. His father came out, it was so good.
Yeah.
And then I'll write back, and I was at London when he told the government to fuck off.
Oh, cheeky, yeah. That's fucking rock and roll, baby.
So it was great, and then I went down. And
on Matty Healy,
I went down on Matty Healy and got a fucking got a mouthful of talent. And no, I went Helly Belly, right? At one point, she was like,
That's a mean name.
Hey, get us some drinks. Get some drinks there. And she gave me her phone, because my phone had died, like to pay for the drinks.
Oh, to do the boop, boop.
Yeah, beep, beep.
Yeah.
So I went down anyway, and it was about, just like a 10-minute walk back to the bar. And so I goes up, and anyway, then I get there, and I realize I don't know her fucking code, so I can't do the thing. And so then I had ordered drinks to come in, and I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
You're just like,
I know anything.
I can't do the thing, it won't pay for the thing. And then the lady's kind of like, well, I can't just give you drinks. And then next thing, this guy just came out of nowhere, big fat fucker, just come over and just goes, I'll pay for those drinks.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whoa, hey now. And I goes, no, you don't have to do that. And in my head, I was like, you really do need to do it. There's no way I'm walking back 10 minutes.
Who was this angel?
Oh, this angel, lad, this fucking booze angel. Just fucking swans over, I'll pay for those drinks. And then I had to do the whole little rigmarole of, no, please. You mustn't pay for the drinks. And I was the weakest attempt I've ever done. And then he's like, no, I'm paying for them. And I was like, okay, that's great.
But for what reason? Is he a fan?
Goes,
or is he...
No. Then he just goes to me, I goes, man, that's so nice. And then he just goes, do you love this band? Like about 1975. And I goes,
what is that?
I goes, yeah. And then he goes, then I love you.
Oh,
I'm paying for the drinks.
I'm in love with you. Do you love this band? And you're there with a 1975 T-shirt, a 1975 hat, 1975 glasses, fucking Matty Healy tattoo on your arm. Like,
so,
Jesus.
Yes, I'm a dying dog. I'm in a rotten state, lads. I really am only fit to be fucking put down out the back and fed to the dogs.
You're like Rudolf, host at the end of Zone of Interest. Dry heaving in the halls of fucking Oranienburg.
God knows what that was fucking symbolizing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he goes. So anyway, he's just, I'll pay for that. And so he's paying for the drinks. And so you don't know what to do then. You're like, do I tickle him? Do I, do we become pen pals?
Yeah.
What happens now? But so then anyway, I just goes in to hug him, and then like give him a kiss on the cheek. Bear in mind, I'm on MDMA. Sure.
Right. That explains a lot.
There's love coming out me
every
earlobes.
hole of you.
Yeah, every hole of me. There's love everywhere.
Yeah.
Like when the Powerpuff Girls is. Wah!
Yeah.
Right. There's pink coming out every orifice.
Yeah.
Wah!
Yeah.
So anyway, then I decided I'll give him a kiss on the cheek. I said, sure, this fella now, he might not have had a kiss in a long time. Who knows? Do you know what I mean?
Was he there by himself, do you think?
Huh?
Was he there by himself?
Well, he ate whoever he was with, by the looks of him. But
was it Peacock?
It was not Peacock. No!
Oh, sorry. Hey, now!
We're this close to the end and you take a swipe at Peacock.
He's had a break for a few weeks.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But then, so I goes in, I said, I'll give him a kiss. And he's a lovely man, and he was warm. And so I goes in to give him a kiss, but at the same time, he gets the same idea. So I go to kiss him on the cheek, he goes, give me a kiss. And we kind of kiss on the lips.
Oh.
Yeah.
And sure, you're on MDMA, so you're like...
MDMA.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
So next thing he has me bent over the bar. Fucking
lovely stuff.
And
to the tune of...
to the tune
About
of...
You.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
It's a good one,
That's a great one. Great concert.
I think about you. Yeah, it's amazing, yeah.
So I'm going to... So what we're going to do, lads, very quickly, I'm on tour.
Woo!
Whoa!
Hey, now.
Dublin. Get your fucking tickets. Galway, Cork, Limerick, you fucking... Belfast. There's still tickets there for Belfast. What are you doing? London sold out. There'll be a second show added. There's Leeds, fucking Nottingham, fucking... Southampton, Glasgow, third show added. Fucking come on.
Yahoo.
Edinburgh, second show added.
Woo.
Oh, Newcastle, you dirty dogs. Get in there. All of them. MikeRice.com.